Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. I'm Georgia and today I wanted to show you my eyeshadow palette collection. I've been going through and sorting out a few of my makeup drawers recently and I didn't realise I actually had as many eyeshadow palettes as I do, and I was thinking I'd have a look through to see if any of them really are that similar or whether I tend to go for like different styles of things, whether I just buy it because it's the newest coolest thing to buy, you know. But anyway, yeah, let's get into it. First one is the Colourpop Sandstone palette. This one I got recently. I have done a few videos on it and I really like playing around with this one. Especially when you get a new palette, you tend to go for that one a lot more and you'll use a lot more different shades of it like at the time. Until I buy another palette, then I'll move on to that one. But this one is one of my favourites at the moment. It just has really pretty colours in there. You can get a nice few browns and nude neutral sort of shades. And there's some really nice colourful shimmers in there too. Another one I have that I have done a video on recently, this is the Revolution Megastar Crystal Luxe eyeshadow palette from their Precious Glamour collection. And I don't really know how I feel about this one still. There's a few nice shades in there. I know it did come in two different like variations, so there's like two different shade ranges you can get. But I just don't really know how I feel about the eyeshadow palette. There are quite a few shimmers and sparkle ones in there, but I feel like the rest of the overall it's quite dark of an eyeshadow palette. There's not really much space to have like a lid colour then a crease colour or anything, which I know you don't have to use the eyeshadow palette everything from that same one. You can kind of mix and match, but it's nice to get one eyeshadow palette you can just pick up and just use that one rather than have to go and find another one to use. But I do have a video on that one if you wanted to check it out. This one is an I Heart Revolution Golden Bar eyeshadow palette. I actually got this one free in a mystery bag when I spent the same amount of money on Revolution. I haven't actually used this one yet, I don't think. No, I think I just swatched it. But it does come with a brush there. And these are the shades that are in here. Once again, they're quite dark shades overall. And I think they are all shimmers. Yeah, they're all shimmers, that one. But I suppose that's how the eyeshadow palette has been designed. It is a really pretty design on the actual outside though. I love this sort of chocolate bar one. I do also have the rose gold version. I didn't actually pick this one out myself, it was just one that was free in a mystery bag. I don't know if I would have chosen this one myself personally, but it is nice to have some shimmers in there. I guess you could use them as eyeshadow toppers or just extra shimmer to add a different thing to a look. Yeah, and then this is the rose gold one. So it's nice that they do keep the same sort of design throughout their packaging. I know they've done a few different ones, they've different colours and everything. But this is the rose gold one. This is one meant to be a dupe for the Huda Beauty rose gold palette. I actually bought this one ages ago because I heard it was a dupe. But you get some nice pinks and golds in there. This is a mix of mattes and metallic-y sort of shimmer shades. And you do get a few base shades there, or like highlight shades as well. I haven't really used this one too much. I think I probably did a bit more back when I first bought it. But I probably used a few more of the matte shades compared to the shimmers. I just kind of prefer matte eyeshadow palettes. But obviously a shimmer is always nice and you kind of always want to use it every now and again. But I just prefer an overall matte look. And then I guess we'll go into the Huda Beauty Rose Gold palette. This is the remastered one. So I'm not sure what the original eyeshadow palette was like. But this is the remastered one. Has really pretty colours in there. The shimmers are absolutely gorgeous. They're so like soft and buttery. And there's mattes in there as well. I think it's 8. It's 9 shimmers and then 9 mattes in there. So there are a few similar looking shades. I think from the Huda Beauty one you can kind of tell which ones are shimmers. They look a lot more like wet look shimmery compared to the ones in here. You can't really tell too much that they are, just from looking like this. And the Huda Beauty one just looks a lot more vibrant compared to this. But always there are some similarities between the two. Let's go on to another Huda Beauty one. This one is the Mercury Retrograde. It has some really pretty, almost, not say aqua colours, but we've got some really nice blues, some blue shimmers. So a few pinky purpley colours in there as well as a few golds. And then a little bit of the neutral shades. So we've got some really nice colours in there. As much as I love the formulas on these Huda Beauty eyeshadow palettes, I haven't really used them too much, which I need to get into doing because they are such beautiful colours and formulas. Now I do have a mini Huda Beauty Smoky Obsessions eyeshadow palette. This one is a bit busted up and dirty because it was just in my makeup bag and one of the shades have actually broken on the inside of it. It looks a bit gross at the moment, but it is all just eyeshadow, so chill. But as you'll see, there was a black shade in there, but it like broke and all fell out and went everywhere. There's shimmers here and that one there, and then the others are really nice browns. That middle one is a brown shimmer as well, but it's not as like a buttery one. But this was a nice sort of one to get into, especially because these are so much cheaper than these. This was the first Huda Beauty eyeshadow palette that I got. So it is really nice to kind of get in there and use these. The formulas of the shimmers do seem different compared to the new ones. They seem almost thicker or chunkier, so I don't know whether that's because they were a different formula then, or whether it's just because I've had these ones for a while. But I used to just take this one in my bag. It was really nice to dip into just those brown shades, just to really, but just take it like an everyday sort of eyeshadow palette look, as well as having the shimmers in there too. And then I have a Tarte eyeshadow palette. I got this one in a set from QVC. I'm not sure of the name of the eyeshadow palette because there isn't really one on. But these are the shades. They're quite basic sort of shades. You've got some nice browns and coppers, as well as like the purpley reds there as well. But they all look quite wearable. It is a mixture of shimmers and mattes, which are nice. But just a lot of the mattes seem to be a very similar colour. And then it's the shimmers which are quite different. Once again, I'm not really that big of a user of shimmers, so I didn't really get the most of this palette, I don't think, when I did use it. It's just something, again, with eyeshadow palettes, obviously you keep them and use them over and over again. So even if you don't use them all the time, you can just dip into it later on, or start playing around with it and get a look that you like and then keep using it. Because especially to look at eyeshadow palettes to start with, sometimes they can be quite daunting to think, how am I going to be using this whole palette? Or these shades are really pretty, but how am I going to use them every day, or to put them into a look how I would normally wear? Because that's the thing, you want to experiment with eyeshadow and with makeup. You want to experiment with it all. So there's no point buying stuff that's exactly the same and keeping it that way. Next I have the Morphe Maddie palette. This one is really nice again. This one has some really pretty shades in there. We've got some of the neutral nude sort of shades with shimmers, and then a few brights, almost neon, and then the darker shades like the purple and the red and the black there. The shimmers are really nice in this palette, and I like how these are kind of pressed with shapes as well. I am wearing some of these nude shades on my lid at the moment. The nudes just weren't as pigmented as I thought they were going to be, although they are quite light colours anyway. But they did look pretty similar when I had them on my lid, kind of putting them on. And then these two browns here look pretty similar too. I think one is slightly more warm or orange toned, but otherwise they were kind of similar. Next I have this Purple Mist eyeshadow palette from Primark. And it does look really pretty. There are some nice purple shades in there, a few shimmers and everything as well. There isn't a mirror in this one at all. But I don't think I was that impressed when I used it. I've only used it once, it was for a video, and I don't think I've really dipped into it again since. It just, for me, the colour payoff just wasn't really that great, I don't think. It is a nice little one to have. Like, you do get a decent amount of shades in there, and it was only £4. And I imagine they probably do different colour stories as well. So if you didn't want a purple one, they probably have plenty of other different shades you can use. And it is quite small and compact enough to take travelling and stuff, or just to pop in your bag if you need to. I had this I Heart Revolution Unicorn eyeshadow palette. This was another one that came in the goodie bag, which I got free when I spent a certain amount. It wasn't really that pigmented when I used it for the colours. And it almost looks like child's makeup based on the colours and the way the shades are. I know it is meant to be a unicorn palette and it's meant to be going along with that theme, and I guess the way the packaging looks and everything, but to me that's just kind of what it reminds me of, like kind of makeup you'd have as a kid. And I don't really think it was that pigmented or even like that just amazing wow sort of when I was using it, you know. But yeah, I don't think I would have picked this one up for myself, but that's just based on the colours. So it is nice when you do get stuff free in goodie bags, or you get stuff free purchases and stuff, because you really test out and see what other colours can suit you and what else you would use, or also what you know that you wouldn't use. So next time you go to a shop and you see something similar to this and you think, oh, should I get that? You really know that something wouldn't match you that much, you know. I have this Ardell Looks to Kill Lash Eye and Lip Kit. This one is in Still the Show, I think it's called. And it just comes with a little guide in there how to put the stuff on, and then 3 eyeshadows, 2 lipsticks and a pair of lashes. I got this from beautyoutlets.co.uk, I believe, and it was a really good price, like £2 or something. And I thought alone for the lashes that was a really good price. I don't know how much I'll be able to really use these, but it would be nice to have a play around with it one day. Oh, it does come with a few little brushes in the bottom there as well. Of course I have the So Jaded palette by Colourpop and Kathleen Lights. This is really nice because you do get a really nice choice of shade range in there. It's all kind of dual tones, but you can make up plenty of different makeup looks in there. And I did do a video on that as well. I have my Colourpop Lil Rose Sunshine eyeshadow palette. It's very yellow based. This one was part of their sunflower collection. As soon as I saw it, I knew I had to have it. I absolutely love sunflowers and I absolutely love the colour yellow. So this was a really nice eyeshadow palette for me. I haven't used it too much just because I've had other eyeshadow palettes to use, and also it's quite yellow tone, so I haven't really wearing it for like everyday sort of makeup, but I will definitely have to have another play around with it soon because there are such pretty colours in there. I have the Pat McGrath Labs eyeshadow palette here. I think this is the Eye Ecstasy Sublime eyeshadow palette. And this one I think was like £10, £9 I think I got it for. It was 10 and I managed to get £1 off. It was like in a sale a while back and they were doing a discount on it. And it was such a good price and I bought this and 3 of the little mini lipsticks at the same time. They were also £9. Haven't really used it too much, but again, they're all shimmers. But I really wanted it because it's Pat McGrath for like £9. That's really good. So that's why I bought that. That's why I buy a lot of my makeup, to be fair, because it's in a sale. I never tend to really buy stuff full price. Like that Huda Beauty eyeshadow palette is like £56 or something, and I bought it for 30 something. Like, I probably would not buy this full price. A lot of this stuff would not buy full price unless it had some sort of discount on it, or I was buying something at the same time I was buying something else, especially like high-end stuff or stuff that is expensive. Then I have the Catrice Rust eyeshadow palette, the Spicy Rust. This I haven't used yet. I got it from TK Maxx. It was like £4 or something there. And I thought it was such a good price. I haven't used much of the Catrice stuff. And it looks like a really nice eyeshadow palette as well. I like that it's got the light and shade bit along the top. So you can use this as basic eyeshadows and then add these ones in when you want the colour. But I just thought it was a really pretty and like handy little palette to have like that. These aren't eyeshadow palettes, but I just have a few of the Colourpop Super Shock shadows. I have Frog, Don't Give a Flower Child, and In Harmony. These two were in a set with 2 highlighters, and this one was in the Sunflower collection. They're really pretty shades and they're really nice. I love that they're really nice, a smooth shimmer as well. I don't know why I keep buying shimmery eyeshadows when I don't wear them. If anything, I just need to stop wearing them and make it worth it. But they're so pretty. They're just really nice. I do have the Freedom eyeshadow palette, which is now Revolution Pro. And this is just the eye foils. Just a few shimmery shades. I tend to buy stuff like this every now and again. They look really nice. And they were probably on sale as well when I got them. And I just have a few other odd bits here. This is the NYX Foil Play Cream eyeshadow. I got this out recently and I swatched it and it's so pretty. It's more like a cream, but it is so pretty. And I've decided I'm going to buy more colours of it. It's this really nice wet look foil eyeshadow. It's just so shimmery and bright and everything. I usually use it on my crease to almost do like a cut crease. But otherwise I will look into getting more shades of that because it is really pretty. And then I have these 2 metallic eyeshadows from Colour Your Own. This one is Fangirls and Groupie. They do look quite similar, but they are slightly different undertones. Or one's more of a dark grey, while the other is a light silver there. Can you tell between the two? But I don't think this brand exists anymore, or it's been discontinued, because it was available on Boots and it was on sale for quite a while. That's when I got these for a really good price. And I went to Boots recently to just have a look, you know, and I typed in Colour Your Own, it didn't come with anything at all. So I don't think they exist anymore. Thank you so much for watching. I did have a different video filmed, but I realised it didn't even film half of it, so I was like, oh, what else can I do now? So I kind of just thought this would be a quick little video I can put together and just show you off some of my stuff, as well as look through my eyeshadow palettes and see what I do have, because I'm forever buying makeup and I don't use any of it that I do have. Like, I really need to go into like this Huda Beauty palettes and start using them again, or work out what colours go with which, where to put my eye, and everything like that, you know, because it is fun to play around with eyeshadow, especially just going through your own stuff you've got. You don't really need to buy new makeup. As much as I love buying new makeup, you don't actually need to buy any. You can kind of just go back through and like almost shop your stash. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye! I do have this. It's the Pro Artist. I guess it's Freedom, which now is... What's Freedom now, Tony?
Yeah.
Yeah, what is it now?
Oh, the Revolution Pro.